Hello, welcome. I decided to go live today. I just felt it in my spirit. I actually felt God was saying something to me about go live today to have just a sisterhood check in for us, a sisterhood healing space for us. And I think with everything going on in the world and just feeling like you're trying to stay informed, but then you don't want to get overly consumed. You don't want to get overwhelmed by it. But it's a lot. It's a lot. So I wanted to just take a moment for us to come together, just to check in to see how we're doing, to see how you're feeling about different situations, and just to come together for a virtual healing space. Again, this was very impromptu. I had sessions today. That's why I'm a little late because I just finished my last session for today. And I just wanted to come on and just talk about ways that what's going on in the world. We know a lot of it is chaos and confusion, which is a strategy to keep us distracted, keep us feeling fearful, or make us feel like we don't know what to do or all is lost. And I also understand that a lot of us are going through a lot right now. And I just want to say just a public word of support for all of the people who've lost jobs right now, or they are concerned about losing their jobs right now. I know that I talk about healing from toxic jobs, but I also want to hold space for maybe a job wasn't toxic, or maybe you were planning to leave a job at some point, but not right now. It just like this was a surprise that you lost a job. And so sometimes it's important to just come together as a community so that we can talk about what's going on, so we can uplift one another and we can share resources with one another. Because when we think about everything that we're going through, part of the anxiety comes from the unknown. Part of the anxiety comes from, I don't know what to do if certain things happen to me. And so I'll share just a little bit about my check-in. So I'll start first in terms of check-in, and then you could just come in the chat about how, with everything going on right now, how it's also impacting you. So for me, I'm aware of what's going on. I'm, watching the new, not no, I'm not watching the regular news channels. Okay, um, I'm staying informed about what's happening in the world by independent media. Okay, so I'm watching different outlets, Midas Touch and Don Lemon and Roland Martin, and staying informed about different things. But what I find also is that I'm spending a lot of time watching videos about those people who voted for these things to happen, or they say they didn't vote for these things to happen, but they voted for a certain administration. And now these things are happening and it's impacting them in a negative way. So I've been watching a whole bunch of videos about these people coming on talking about, oh, I didn't know this was going to happen. And oh my God. And this is not what I voted for. And expecting other people to come save them, particularly expecting Black people to come save them. And I've been watching a lot of videos, some of them pretty humorous, about Black people saying, we told you, we tried to warn you about what was happening, but you don't want to listen to us. So we're not coming in to save the day. So, but again, I find myself watching a lot of this. So I'm consuming a lot of this. I'm not becoming overwhelmed yet. It is taking a toll. It is taking a toll on me because I'm watching it so much. And so, as a psychologist, I always talk about the importance of boundaries, right? So, don't consume those things that cause us harm. Don't overly immerse yourself in media, or don't overly, right? So, yes, I've been doing that. But the point is, because there's so much craziness and chaos going on, we also have to recognize that all these things going on in the environment are impacting us on some level. So even though we might have boundaries, even though we might have a wellness plan, we can have all those things. We can have all those things, but it's still going to impact us. So again, that's why I wanted to hold space. Again, very impromptu. I'm in my co-working space right now. Very impromptu, coming together and talking. I see comments in the chat. Oh, they voted for it, all right. Okay, so yeah, so they may have voted for the thought that certain things were going to happen, right? Like, oh, we voted for the economy, or we voted for egg prices, and all that kind of stuff. They may have said that, but we have a sense that they really were voting for something else. And what they are getting is that a lot of other things are happening. In fact, and I was telling somebody today that what I've noticed is that as I'm watching and listening to these news stories, I am actually talking out loud about nonsense. I'll be in my car, listen to a story, and I'm hearing something like the chief of staff or whatever, her press secretary, whatever, saying something so crazy. I'm like, what? And I'm literally in my car by myself saying this out loud. But that's my way of just like processing it and be like, that is so ridiculous. But again, all this takes a toll. And I see here another comment. So that explains the 50 states protests in the streets these past couple of weeks, right? So again, we're watching this, we're looking at what's happening, we're seeing the protests. I love to see the protests. I love to see it. I love to see different forms of resistance. And I want us to think about and be very mindful of what are our forms of resistance, okay? So, my forms of resistance, I'm not watching CNN, I'm not watching MSNBC, I'm not watching traditional news outlet. That's my form of resistance. Like, no, because I've seen how you guys operate and I don't want to watch you guys. So that's my form of resistance. Another form of resistance that I have is that I'm doing as much as I can to stay well. So healthy eating. I'm trying to get back into exercise. As I may have mentioned before, I had some wisdom teeth extracted and I didn't know how long the recovery was going to be. So I have not been able to get back on my workout routine, but I plan to do that soon. But I want you to think about, what are your forms of resistance? What are you doing right now to stay well? And I tell people also, unfortunately, these people voted these people in. And so we have to think about, how do we stay well despite all this nonsense going on. One of the ways I stay well is that I talk about my process. I talk about my healing. I talk about on YouTube. I hold space for other people to talk about their healing. That is my form of resistance, because I know that if I'm well, then I help with to support the healing of other people. That is a form of resistance. So I wanted to keep in mind that we have different ways of being resistant, just like our ancestors did. Now, we may not broadcast it to other people about what we're doing, or we don't need to, because they might find ways to undermine us. They might find ways of sabotaging us. Let's not share with everybody what we're doing. And so that's part of the reason why I started my own YouTube community for Black women, because I was like, you know what? I talk about it on YouTube, several things, number of things on YouTube, but I want us to have a sacred space, a private, safe space to talk about our healing, because sometimes I have these trolls and I block the trolls, but I don't want these trolls, to have access to our experiences, our healing, our challenges. I don't want them to have access to that. So I was like, okay, the YouTube membership will be a way for us to safeguard ourselves so that we have a protected, safe space for us to share with each other. So we have an opportunity to pour in to one another. And I'll put information about the YouTube community coming up soon, but I see in the chat, my form of resistance is to remove the mainstream news channels from my YouTube feed. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? I used to watch MSNBC a lot, particularly Joy Reid. I used to watch it a lot. But after what I saw what they would do to her, right? Just like that, boom. Okay. That experience, and I think what we're seeing happening in the response to, where the Black people? Why are they not protesting with us? I think so many of those things, we see remnants of that in our own jobs too. And that's why we have a reaction to it. Even when I would say the reaction that we're seeing to Kamala Harris, right? I saw this one video talking about, where's Kamala? What? What do you mean, where's Kamala? Oh, what do you mean, where's Kamala? And getting indignant about it. And, it's very interesting that people are saying this. And they really expect for Black people, they really expect for Kamala Harris to come in and save the day. So I just want us to remember that is not, we need to do what we need to do for ourselves, for us individually and collectively. We cannot be worried about other people who are not there to support us. Okay. Very important. So again, I'm having this YouTube community for Black women. It's going across the screen, okay? Because I've realized, particularly during this time, we need our own spaces. We need our own spaces to talk about what we're going through honestly, right? Without trolls coming in, we got to block the trolls. We got to. Who wants to deal with that? Not me. I don't want to deal with that. So I want us to have these spaces of community healing. So we may not all be together in person, but there's still ways for us to connect. There's still ways for us to support one another. Okay. So I love that comment. Kamala is with Michelle sipping on tea. Yes, she is. And I say, go sis, go sip your tea. Just like I want us to take that time, that intentional time to take care of ourselves. Many of us have been brought up that we take care of everybody else, right? We give everything to everybody else. We pour into everybody else. But then who's pouring into us in a positive way? And sometimes we just get tired. We get tired. And there might be things going on in our own lives that we feel that we always have to be on guard, right? We always have to be looking behind our back because a lot of people are coming for us. So we do have to watch behind our back. This is not something I'm making up or you're making up. It's a realistic assessment. Many people are coming for us. Many people are intimidated by us. So we have to be mindful of protecting ourselves. And so, like I said, I was like, we have to find ways, not only my YouTube channel, right, where I talk about and I share information with you, and that's for everybody. I'm sharing this information for all of us. But sometimes we need that protected space to be able to take the cape off, take it off, and to say, I am struggling right now, or I need help with something right now, or can somebody help me with this? I don't even know what to do. And so being in a community of other Black women so that we uplift one another, it is so important. And I would say it's even crucial right now that we're coming together to support one another. So for me, I love butterflies. I love butterflies because butterflies symbolize metamorphosis, right? And transformation. And so I decided to name my YouTube community the Butterfly YouTube Community Membership for Black women. It is, again, only for Black women. It's like we're in a cocoon, okay? So we might go through all that drama outside of our homes or whatever. We got a lot of drama going on in our lives, okay? Trauma, drama. So the membership is a way for us to come together and we're in a cocoon, like we're supported, right, from all the nonsense. And I'm not going to let nonsense come into our space because if you're part of the membership, no, if you coming in starting some nonsense, you're not going to be part of the membership, okay? And it's only for Black women. So let me just tell you a little bit. Well, again, because I want to hear from you about what are the things that you are doing as a form of resistance. Because again, we can learn from one another. I'm sharing with you about things that I am doing, but I also want us to learn from each other. So in the chat, I see a few things about ways that we're doing to take care of ourselves, but I invite more of you to just write in the chat what are some of the things that you're doing as a form of resistance. And even if you want to write in the chat, how are you feeling right now? What's going on with you right now? What are some of the biggest challenges that you're experiencing right now in your life? And not only to be able to kind of get that out of your body, because I talk about getting toxicity out of your body, but I also want you to share because other Black women may be able to relate to what you're saying and feel like, oh, wait, I thought it was just me. No, it's probably not just you. The other thing is that I really want to learn from you about how the supportive space of the YouTube membership that I'm having for Black women, what are some of the best ways that I can support our community? So that's why I want to hear from you about what are the things that you're struggling with right now that you might feel would be helpful in our community. So just as I'm waiting for you guys to share out a little bit more, I want to share with you about what I am offering or what you'll be getting in the YouTube membership community. But let me start off with the price because I know for us as Black women, we're like, wait, how much is it going to cost? Okay. So I'll tell you up front how much it costs. It's $2.99. Okay. $2.99 a month. And with that, you'll be getting a monthly sister check-in. So this is an example, but it'll be more intimate in the membership community. This is like just a more impromptu check-in that I'm having right now. In the membership community, it'll be a lot more intimate where we're talking and we'll be checking in one by one about how we're feeling, if you want to share out or not. And then you'll also have an opportunity if there's something you're going on in your life professionally and or personally, and you want support from the sisters in our community, then you would have the opportunity. I call it get on the throne. Okay, so you will go and share what support you're looking for, and you'll get real talk feedback from your sisters about how we can uplift you, so that you can take your rightful place back on your throne of life. Okay, so that, and then I'm going to have different membership only videos. So I've already started batch recording some. And again, these membership only videos, there'll be some membership only lives, and then there's going to be some membership only recorded videos. So I've already started recording the membership only videos that are really a lot about more detailed in relation to my own healing journey that I want to share with you. I share a lot publicly, but there's going to be a lot more shared privately because there's certain things I don't want to share publicly that you'll be hearing about in the membership. Also, you'll be learning about different from different speakers. So the anti-HR lady, if you don't follow her, you need to follow her. Okay. So the anti-HR lady is going to be one of our speakers coming in, and you'll be learning from different Black women who are becoming part of our community and sharing resources with you. So again, that's an option for you to be a part of that. Now, you might say, "Oh, I'm busy. I don't have time." Blah, 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 blah. It's up to you what you want to come to. Okay, you don't have to come to every event or everything that I have in the time frame. You have time. These things are recorded. Okay, but it's a resource for you. And then you'll also learn about different things that I have dropping. Right. So you learn about the different master classes. We have the Job Liberation Virtual Summit is about to drop May 16th to the 18th. So you'll learn first about that. So the Job Liberation Virtual Summit is a lot of Black women speakers, such as Stephanie Perry, Rashida Dow, Anti-HR Lady, Glamazini, our Black Utopia, I'm thinking, Krishan with Black Global, so many Black women, Alicia Renice, so many Black women. Oh, Libria Jones. It's so many Black women, beautiful, brilliant Black women. I'm like losing track. But again, you'll know firsthand when that drops. So the membership community, again, is a place for us to come together. But again, would love to hear from you about what are some of the issues that right now you might be struggling with. Okay. So I mentioned, but for me, it is all the nonsense that's going on, and it's constant. And I knew when this person got in office, I was like, OMG, we're going to go back to the exhaustion all the time of what's next. Like it's going to be something constantly. And no, this is a strategy to make us exhausted. And so I want us to think about what are we doing to stay grounded so we don't get swept away. We don't get swept away in all the nonsense, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get us to get like so distracted about everything going on that we're not looking at the bigger picture, because there's some things that they're putting in place that could really change things in a very serious way. I want us to stay informed, but not get swept away. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about some reservations you might have about even sharing right now. Oh, thank you so much. This channel is so needed for Black women now. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you sharing that, because I feel very connected to God. And I feel that when God is telling me to do something, I take immediate action. Okay. So again, I was not planning on doing this live today. I, was just thinking about like how I'm feeling. And I was like, wait a minute. I wonder if other Black women are feeling this way. And for me, I feel that it's important for us to share our stories because we learn from one another. We learn from one another and we heal in community. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do this live and just have an opportunity for us to talk. And I see in the comment, ladies, if you have a goal, keep your focus on it more than ever. What's going on in this administration is just smoke screens. It is. It is, right? And you can get caught up in the moment. Like all these things are dropping, like they are saying so many ridiculous things that you can get caught up in how ridiculous these people are, how incompetent these people are. And on some level, I don't know about you, but for me, I just think about the hypocrisy of these people saying, um, about DEI and about merit based and all that kind of nonsense, right? My friend Colette Elizabeth, you need to watch her channel. She made a really good video about DEI. And she was like, DEI didn't get us our jobs. Okay. They did not get us our jobs because you know that you have to be so dynamic to even get these jobs. They do not hand out jobs to us. They do not do that. They do that to other people. And we're seeing that exactly right now. So I'm at the hypocrisy. Okay. So you're making the assumption that we're not qualified. Who in that cabinet, who in that cabinet, who in that administration is qualified? Just ask yourself that, okay? So that's infuriating because that's a smokescreen, right? Oh no, we can focus on merit and that. Really? Really? Who's qualified here? Because you're not. But you know what? I'm not going to get distracted by that. I'm not going to go for the okey doke, like my mother said. I'm not going for the okey doke. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to focus on, okay, I see what's happening, but what am I going to do to stay well? What am I going to do to stay well? So Audre Lorde talked about that before. Self-care is a form of resistance and it's self-preservation. So I want us, as we think about day to day, okay, this is going to be a long ride. I have a whole series on my YouTube channel talking about fasten your seatbelts. This is going to be a long ride. So we have to, and it has not even been, what, a couple of months? Whew, girl. Okay, hasn't even been a couple of months. So we need to fasten our seatbelts so we don't fall out the ride. Okay, so because the roller coaster is taking us every which way, jerking us every which way. Okay, now we have to have the seatbelts in so we settle in, and not that we settle into, oh, we just need to accept what's happening. No, we just settle in so we stay safe and we stay sane. We stay sane. How we stay safe and stay sane is that we are in community. We are a community to uplift one another. You are part of this community right now. You chose to watch this video right now because you know that we need to heal together. You know the importance of being around other Black women to pour into one another because we are not all the same. We don't all have the same experiences, but our experiences often overlap or they're so parallel. You could be on the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast, but we can look at each other, we got that look, and we know what that means because we have a shared history, we have shared experiences. And that's why many people, when they go into therapy, they're like, I want to work with another Black person, I want to work with another Black woman, because we know we know what certain of these experiences are like. You don't have to go into a whole tutorial trying to explain to somebody about why things are the way they are. Okay. So we talked about a little bit about why I decided to do this check in video. We talked a little bit about why I decided to create this YouTube membership community, which I just launched last night. Okay. I just launched it last night. Again, it was on my spirit. And let me tell you just, okay. So it's on my spirit, right? And then I get an email from YouTube saying, hey, we want to invite you to be a part of this YouTube membership bootcamp. What? What? Okay. So again, I think that was another sign that this was something I needed to move forward with. It was a sign that I need to do this for our community to support our healing. So again, my videos, the general for all Black women to look at. And the hope is that you're able to watch any video that I have and that you're able to reflect on your own experience and that you see yourself in what I'm sharing for me or my guests, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I'm not alone. Oh, wait a minute, what are my options in a situation? Wait a minute. There's a way that I can navigate, or there's a way for me to get out of the situation. Okay. That's my hope for all of my YouTube videos. And I also recognize, because I've heard this quite a bit, of people reaching out to me, Black women reaching out to me and saying, we need a community. We need a space to come together. So that's why I created a YouTube membership for Black women. And again, it's called Butterfly because I want us to come together. This is the cocoon for us, right? And I want us to recognize that we are in certain situations in our lives, jobs or otherwise, where you're in certain situations. I'm like a bird and people or things are trying to clip your wings. We're not trying to clip your wings in this group. We're here to help pour into you, to help prepare you as you continue to go out in the world. So as you go out in the world, thinking about, okay, so what do I need to do for myself to stay safe, to stay sane? Okay. Now, when I say safe, I'm not only talking about physical safety, I'm also talking about psychological safety. So, psychological safety is, do you feel like you're in spaces where you can express your brilliance? You can share your brilliance in a way where people are not trying to come for you or trying to undermine you or micromanage you because they see your brilliance. There was a quote that I quoted from Bell Hooks, and I did a whole series during Black History Month. But let me just say, every day is Black History Month. But anyway, during February, I did a snippet of different Black women whom I call Sisters in the Struggle for Revolution, or no, Sisters in the Struggle for Liberation, which is actually revolution too. But Bell Hooks made a comment and a quote. I'm going to paraphrase. And she said, people might try to treat you as if they don't see your brilliance, but they in fact see your brilliance, and it terrifies them to the extent that they try to dismiss it and they try to extinguish you because your brilliance is too much for them. That was a paraphrase, okay? But again, I want us to be able to be in spaces, the YouTube community, again, private space for us, where we are able to show up and talk about our brilliance, share our brilliance with one another, and not feel like we got to always watch our back. That is exhausting. That's exhausting as we go into the workplace, as we go to stores, as we're just going out in the world. It's exhausting as a Black woman to always be looking behind your back. So sometimes we need to just be able to not only put down the cape of always being everything for everybody, okay, we also need a space where we can show up as we want to show up as Black women, and people not get all in their feelings about how we show up, and be able to say, you know what, I'm having a rough time right now. Something for us as Black women is that we have been sent the double message that we're the strong Black woman, okay? The strong Black woman. Now, we are strong. We absolutely are. But we've had to be. There's been no option for us to be strong Black women. We are strong. And we get hurt too. So when we fall into this thing of, oh, I'm strong, I'm strong, I'm strong. Okay, yes. And we need to understand that sometimes always saying I'm super strong, right? That puts us in that trope of being the superwoman, okay? It also puts us in the trope of, or the mindset that because we're strong, nothing should bother us. Nothing should shake us. Nothing should make us feel sad, or nothing should impact us in this way. But recognize that is not honoring our humanity. That's exactly how they treat us. Like we're superpowers, we're super women, we're the mannies, we're this, all these other kind of things. Oh, you got this. Oh, you're so strong. Da, da, da. That's a way for people to continue to exploit us. But when we fall into these traps of believing that, then we discount our own humanity. We discount, wait a minute, that did hurt me. Wait a minute, I am angry about that. And then as Black women, we have to think about this too, being the angry Black woman. So we don't want to fall into this. I don't want to. I don't want to be the angry Black woman. So I gotta, watch this and I gotta watch that. And I got. Yes. When we're in certain situations, we have to watch it because they gonna misconstrue it and turn it all around, and we the problem. Okay, even though they've done things to us that have made us angry. So in our community, in our YouTube community, it's a space for you to express how you feel without filter. Okay. So we don't have to filter all these things. You don't have to have the filter about expressing how you feel. And again, it's a private community with just us because we're like, oh, I can't say it that way. So you like going through your emails over and over and over again. What's the tone of my email? How did I say that? What's my tone of voice? Girl, you can say whatever you want to say in our community, okay? Because we know what it's like to feel that sense of anger, that sense of rage, but we have to hold it in. We have to hold it in because we don't want to be seen or labeled in a certain way. But we have every right. When people treat us a certain way, we have every right to feel angry. We have every right, okay? So I want us to have a space for us to express how we feel, but I also want to have a space for us to be able to rechannel those feelings. I don't want any of us to feel defeated. I don't want any of us to feel like, oh, I can't say anything or I can't do anything. And then going back to what I said about Kamala Harris, just tying in, because I think what we saw during the whole election with Kamala Harris, the whole election process, was that the ways that she was treated reminded us of so many times we've been treated the same way. So the ways, and I'm compared to what this nonsense that we're hearing right now, the ways that this brilliant Black woman with all these credentials and experience, the label of she has no experience, she's dumb, she's low IQ, all those things, how insulting to this brilliant Black woman, okay? And look at who they elected. Look at who they elected, okay? Again, this person cannot even measure up at all to who she is, okay? Now that the election is over, they still coming for Kamala Harris. They're still coming for her. Where's she at? She needs to be out here. She needs to come save us. Why? Why? Why does she need to come save us? That goes back into slavery stuff, right? So as Black women, we're supposed to be taking care of everybody else. Nobody's taking care of us. Nobody take care of us, right? So let us not fall into these traps of being a strong Black woman for whom? We need to be strong for ourselves. We need to be strong for our families. But we also need to have time to rest. We also need to have time to say, wait a minute, that hurt me. And this is why it hurt me. Okay? We also need to have time for our joy. And the part that really makes me so sad for us as Black women, I've heard so many Black women, so many of us say, I don't have time for joy. I got bills to pay. I don't have time for that. Maybe you could do that, but I don't got time for that because I got things to do. That is a part of the oppression beating us down to make us think as Black women, as Black people, that we don't deserve joy, we don't deserve rest. That whole thing about, oh, I'm a rest and I'm dead, or I'm a hustle. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay. So as Black women, we are creating a different reality for ourselves. Again, we're gonna stay aware of what's going on in the world, but we're not gonna get swept away. Okay. So I see some comments in the chat. Let's see. Being strong doesn't mean we can take a beating. Oh, that's so true. That's so true, right? And the thing about it is, we have taken beatings and we continue to take beatings. And the fact that we survive doesn't mean that it's okay. It doesn't mean that it's okay. Okay. So we have to be strong. But what are the times that we can put the cape down? Because wearing the cape all the time, it makes us sick. It makes us sick. High blood pressure, uh, diabetes, all these things makes us sick because it's a lot of stress. We cannot be. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Okay. Oh, I see this comment. Just let them cry. Just let them cry and call for Kamala. Just let them cry, calling for you. Where's so and so? She always comes to save the day. So I was talking to somebody today about the glass cliff. I don't know if you've heard about the glass cliff, about how Black women are often hired to these situations, these organizations where the organization is starting to fail, they're starting to crumble. And it's really an impossible situation the Black woman is brought into. And she's brought into that situation so she can come save the day. She can kind of save the organization, right? Almost like she should pour her whole identity, her whole life into saving this organization. It reminds me of back in slavery times where they'd be like, oh, the plantation's burning down. Oh, we gotta take the plantation. Oh, the boss, miss, miss, are we sick? No, our identity is not attached to the job, but that's how they want us to believe. That's what they want us to believe. That's back from slavery times, all right? So that's, as Stephanie Perry says, fruit of the slavery tree. Okay, let's rebuke that. No, no, I'm not saving an organization. And guess what? You know what's so what a mind trip? That is exactly right, right? So send a comment. Somebody says, yes, I was on a glass cliff, and yes, and they burn you. That's the trick. So they bring you into a situation where they know you're going to fail because you're going to fail because the situation is an unfixable situation. It was broken. It was broken before you got there. Okay. And once you get into the situation, they're not going to fully support you. And in fact, they're going to undermine you and they're going to do so many shady things that clip your wings. You're not able to fully show your brilliance. And one person cannot save an organization. So you're already brought in. One of my Spelman sisters says this. She said, you're brought in to be slaughtered. They already know that you're going to be the sacrificial lamb, right? So when the organization goes down, then guess what they're going to do? They're going to put it all on you. Oh, else because so and so, she came in, she said she's going to do that, but she really wasn't competent, okay? We have to see this stuff for what it is, okay? See that comment? Yes, I hear you, sis. I almost lost my life doing that. Never again. I'm so glad that you're not in that situation. I'm so glad that you recognize lessons learned. This kind of conversation, this is what we're doing in the membership, okay? We'll be sharing about different experiences and ways we can resonate with that. And again, lessons learned. I don't want any of us to get tripped up in, I can't believe I did that. Oh, I can't believe it, right? Because that beating ourselves up does not help us. It does not help us. We have to look at what are the lessons learned. And sometimes you need to hear from somebody else. You need to hear from another Black woman. Sis, slow your roll. Like, wait, what's happening here? Because what I see happening is this, and this, okay? When you're in the middle of the fire, right, as I say, getting crispy, you're getting crispy in the workplace, right? You don't see what's happening. You're getting caught up with all the, like somebody said before, all the smoke screens, all the distractions going on, the chaos of confusion, just like we're seeing right now. Okay, you may not be seeing it. You're in survival mode. You're trying to fight. You're trying to get clarification. You're trying to do all these different things. Okay, now let me tell you, you are such in survival mode that you can't see the bigger picture. That's why you need to be around other people who can say, wait a minute, I invite you to really look at this, okay? I'm going to tell you about the time I got called in. Well, I'm going to tell you about 2 times I got called in very well by other Black women, okay? Yes, do your homework before accepting the dream job. Yes. So it could be checking Indeed, checking other places where people post, Glassdoor, they post about their experiences of working in these certain jobs. If you know people who work at these jobs, check in with them. Ask them about what is your experience like at this job? Would you want to work here? Would you recommend working here? Would you apply to work at this job again? Yes, that dream can become a nightmare. Absolutely. I met with a woman today. She said from day one, from day one, she knew that working at that job was a mistake. Okay. We have to pay attention to that. We have to pay attention to that. Let's see. Let me see. Another comment was, they did that to me. Now, my former church, when they asked me to serve as a finance director, yeah, they setting you up. They're setting you up. So please, when they seek you out and they stroking your ego, right? They go, oh my God, you are the one who could save this organization. You are so brilliant. Oh my God, right? They're gassing you up. They're gassing you up, okay? Recognize it when they're trying to gas you up because there's a reason for that, okay? If you recognize that the organization is failing, I ask you, please proceed cautiously and really reevaluate if you even want to take the job. And if you decide to take that job, I invite you to really monitor what is going on as you get the job. It really may be a glass cliff type of situation. And I see again another comment, the church was behind on a gas bill and hid it from me until I resigned. Now that's shady. And you know what's so disgusting about that? It was a church. It's just disgusting. I see another comment. Greetings, sisters. I'm late. Glad to be here. I'll watch what I missed on the replay. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I mentioned before, this is a very impromptu live. I did not have this planned today, but I heard God talking to me today and was like, okay, if you're going through this, let's have a conversation with it live because maybe other Black women are going through a similar experience. So I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. I was a little late because I was seeing my last client, but I'm here and I wanted to, again, hold space for us to have community healing because we heal in community. And again, that's why I started my YouTube membership community. Again, that information is going across the screen. Okay, so let me tell you about 2 times that I remember being called in by Black women when I was still at that toxic job before I resigned. Okay. So when I was at the toxic job, so much craziness happened. And you can watch all my other videos about that, right? Because I do snippets about it and I go more in depth. I've started batch recording videos, going more in depth about really what I was going through at that toxic job, okay? Because you might relate to it, but that's going to be for members only because I want everybody to know my business, okay? But when all that craziness was happening at the job, I felt the need, and I'm even kind of ashamed to even say this now. It just makes me sick to my stomach that I did this, but I'm practicing self forgiveness and I don't want to be ashamed of it. I don't want to be ashamed because I was so invested in the work that I was doing at that job. Okay. And I did whatever I could to try to make things work. Okay. So, but it's disgusting how I tried to prove my worth to these people who were not even worthy of me. Okay. So it got to a point where I was doing this work and, I'm trying to convince them of my worth. I'm trying to show them like letters of support that people have written for me. I'm trying to show them evaluations of training evaluations that I've done, all that kind of stuff. Right. But just think about how demeaning that is that I'm trying to prove my worth to people trying to prove my worth to people who could not even do remotely what I was doing. They could never have evaluations that I had. They could never create the things that I did. They could never do it, right? And so I'm trying to, show them like I was like, oh, Matt, I'm a good, please keep me, okay? And so I had 2 good sister friends pull me in. They said, sis, stop it. Stop trying to convince yourself to people. I need you to stop. Seriously, I need for you to stop. These people are not worthy of you. Okay. That was one example. A second example, actually, I'll give you 3. A second example was my Black woman therapist who said, you have to stop. You have to leave this job because the longer you stay here, the more you're going to get hurt. And the stress that you're experiencing in that job, it's going to take you out. You got to go. You got to go. I know that you do not believe that there's something bigger and better for you, but I see it for you. And that was so powerful for me because I had other people talking to me. I had other people throughout the years when I was at that job saying things like, why are you working here? Like, this is not the place for you, right? This is not the place for you. You need to be doing something else. Why are you here, right? I was insulted by that, okay? I was insulted by that. So I'm like, what do you mean I don't belong here? Like, I'm here for the kids. What are you talking about, right? But when my therapist said that to me, she said, I see something bigger and better for you. I see where God is positioning you. You don't see it right now, but I see it for you, okay? She called me in, okay? The last one I want to share with you, and I might do a separate video about this, members only video to go more in detail. But after I left the toxic job and I resigned, right? I got, they tried to call me back in to come back, right? And the first contact was, are you ready to come back? And I was like, am I ready to come back? who said I ever want to go back there, right? And the way it was positioned to me, now it wasn't the workplace bully and her minions. It wasn't them, okay? Because I would never want to have contact with them again ever in my life, okay? But it was some other people who contacted me about coming back, and they positioned it as a way that it sounded so enticing. It sounded like I would be able to do the work that I really want to do at the district, right? So I'm like, huh, right? Like they were telling me this stuff. And this is even after I started my YouTube channel, full transparency, okay? So they're saying this stuff to me, and I'm like, huh, can I make this work? Well, I'll be a contractor. Not, when I go back there as an employee, I'll still be able to help support Black students, but it wasn't sitting well in my spirit. It wasn't sitting well in my spirit. And I decided to tell another Black woman, I decided to tell another Black woman, hey, they asked me to come back, the contract basis. So I'm trying to tell her in a way like, well, it'll be contract only, and it'll be on my terms because I told them that I would not have any contact with the workplace bully or their minions, and I'll, right, lying to myself yet again. I'm out the job, I'm doing well, right? But I'm thinking about going back to the lion's den, okay? Ugh. And this Black woman was like, are you kidding me? She got me straight real quick. Are you kidding me? You will go back to that place after what they did to you? Woo, she got me straight real quick, okay? And I let them know, no, I'm not going back there, right? So yes, that was the enemy's counter offer. Yes, yes, yes. So again, other Black women can call you in a loving way, right? Because we can do it in a way where it's loving, but we are letting you know that no, sis, you are lying to yourself. So again, you may not know everybody in the community at first, but we will come to all know one another. And again, we'll have monthly check-ins. This was just a temporary, oh my God. Okay, now this is God. This is God. I'm telling you, sis, the sis who told me, and I swear I did not tell her I was in this live. The sis who told me, Charmaine, I see you, girl. Charmaine was the one I talked to. Charmaine just popped into the live. I did not tell her I was going live. Okay. Charmaine was the one who was like, girl, she called me in when I was even thinking about doing contract work with the old job. She was the one. And what does that say right now? That she showed up right now. Just I was talking about that. That was God. Okay. So again, I'm providing a space, and I want to be like Charmaine, and I want to call you in, and I want to provide a space for other Black women so that we can call each other in to those environments that are harming us. I couldn't have planned for that. Charmaine, oh my God, I could not plan for that. You showed up, girl. You showed up. And I want to thank you too. I want to thank you because I don't know what was going on. I think I was in a vulnerable moment to even consider going back to the lion's den on a contract basis. What? That's a toxic system. It's no way that I could have protected myself. Okay. You may have vulnerable moments too. You may have vulnerable moments, and you might need, just like I needed. And in my spirit, I knew at the time, I need to talk to another Black woman about this. And Charmaine got me straight. She got me straight. She got me straight real quick. Okay. So, the circle that I'm talking to you about, the YouTube membership community for Black women, is for us. It's for us to pour into each other, learn from one another, call each other in lovingly, but real talk, okay? And again, it's only $2.99 a month, okay? I was a little apprehensive about saying the price, but I wanted to say the price because sometimes we count ourselves out and we make assumptions about, oh, that's going to be expensive. I don't have time for that. I can't afford that, right? I do that. I do that. Okay. So I wanted to say it's $2.99 a month. Okay. Now, if you're so strapped and that really will break the bank, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. But if it's $2.99 a month and it's not going to break the bank, I think it may be a good idea to do it. Okay. So again, I was like, oh, I don't like talking about money. No, no, I got to get over that. I got to get over that. Because somebody told me if I don't talk about what I'm offering, number one, people don't even know what I'm offering. And in fact, oh, sis, okay, we got a member. Yay, we got a member to our community. Thank you, sis. So, and look out because I'm gonna start uploading the content that I have already. Okay, so I'm gonna start uploading some real talk conversations that I can't necessarily say in front of the public. Okay, so I'll be uploading those videos today. But what I wanted to say too is that I was getting all up in my feelings about this YouTube channel. I was getting all up into my feelings about telling people what I offer. And I'll tell you about, okay, that was just so ridiculous because I was thinking, when I first started my YouTube channel, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm talking too much about Black women and toxic jobs. Maybe we don't want to talk about that. And literally every time I had that thought all up in my feelings and off my head, da, 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 I would have some Black woman randomly, not randomly, it was God. Just like Charmaine showing up today. That was God, okay? Randomly, I would have a Black woman reach out to me and say, thank you so much for this channel. Thank you so much for talking about this topic. We need more conversations about this. Keep talking, okay? So again, sometimes you might get all the, I don't think I should do that. Let's release that, okay? The other thing is that I have been so up in my head and my feelings, all that kind of stuff about, oh, I don't want to seem like I'm a salesy person. I don't want to seem like I'm trying to convince people to do anything, okay? So my feedback that I got from one of my coaches was, look, when you don't share what you have to offer people, you're actually doing a disservice to them. I was like, oh, really? How am I doing a disservice to them? And she said, it was a Black woman, another Black woman. She said, when you don't tell them about what you have to offer to them, then you're not helping them. And I'm all about helping people. So I was like, oh, I appreciate that. And she said, you have to tell them about the price. You have to tell them about what you offer. And it's so crazy because I'm in my head again and my feelings. I think I talk about it too much. And they're like, no, you're not talking about it too much. I still have people coming to me talking about, we can work with you? Like, how do we work with you? Right? I was like, oh my God. Okay. So I was like, okay, I need to be more intentional about talking about ways that I can support other Black women, the things that I'm offering Black women, the things I'm offering for free, because I have things to offer, a lot of things for free. These YouTube videos for free, okay? The membership community is not for free, but it's low cost. It's $2.99 a month, okay? And so I have to be okay with saying that because I want to help as many Black women as I can. And there's different levels of which I can help you, okay? Now I'm a psychologist, I'm a therapist, I have a caseload of people I work with, mostly Black women. I can't work with 50 Black women as therapy clients. I don't have the capacity for it. But there's other ways I can help Black women. There's other ways. So I can help Black women around the world with my YouTube channel, with my membership community. And that fills me up. I can provide other services to Black women, but when I don't talk about it, then I'm not helping them. So I'm becoming more familiar and more comfortable with sharing about ways that I can help other Black women, even talking about my YouTube membership community, right? So I was like, oh, what am I going to say? Like, I don't want to convince people. I'm not convincing nobody of anything. Okay. I don't want to convince anybody. I just want to share with you the value that you can be a part of this community. That's all I want to share with you. Okay. And I see in the comments, hey, Charmaine, definitely God, because I happened to log in and saw you were live and joined. Yes. I'm telling you, that was amazing. Charmaine, I'm telling you, that was just such a sign from God about when we are obedient, right? Like me even doing this live today, I was obedient. I was like, I don't know who's going to join today, right? And I was like, I just started talking about my own experiences. But you might see that the more you talk about your experiences, the more people can relate. And I feel better, right? So before I got on the live, I was pretty tired, right? So I had a full day. I just saw my last client. Hey, sis, I got another new member. Yay, I love it. Thank you for joining our community. How do I sign up for membership, sis? It's going across the screen right now. And it's also going to be a description section. It's just you just click the link, and there should be an icon next to where it says subscribe that says join. Okay, so either you could copy where it's going across the screen, you can go in the description section, or you can click join. Okay, so those are all the options. And I look forward to having lives with my members too, where we can just talk about different things. I'm going to have another live about ask me anything, anything, literally. Okay, but it's for our membership. So I know that trolls are not coming in. I know the interlopers are not coming in. I know it's a safe space for us. Okay, so as a member, keep an eye out. I'm going to start having those videos recorded. The recorded videos I've already started batching. So those, you're going to have those immediately. And then I'm going to schedule our first sisterhood check-in behind the paywall, right? So as members, we're going to come together and we're going to have a monthly sisterhood check-in. This is like an example, but it's not like a full flavor, okay? Because, you know, it's full flavor because anybody can be watching us right now, okay? I want us to be able to be real, okay? You know, take the makeup off and just be real talk conversations about what we are going through. Because I want us, because this is not only 4 years and we got to deal with this nonsense. It's not only 4 years. I want us to be healthy in a way that we can not only survive, we're going to thrive. I'm telling you, we're going to thrive. Okay. Now, I was talking to somebody earlier today, and I was saying, if somebody would have said to me, let's say 4 years ago, you know what? You're not going to be working this job anymore. You're going to have multiple streams of income, and you are going to be on YouTube helping other Black women heal. I'd be like, what? No, that's not true. Guess what's true? Guess what's true? Okay. Sometimes we may not envision what is happening, it's going to happen for us. But that's why we have to have an open hand. Because when I left that toxic job, so many paid opportunities have come my way that I now have multiple streams of income. That's the first video that's going to be in the membership community. It's talking about how I created very lucrative forms of income through connections that I made at that job. And I'm saying, not while I was at the job. I made the connections at the job, but these opportunities came to me after I left the job, right? So when I was like, oh no, I want to stay. I want to stay. I want to hold on. I want to fight these people. I'm holding on, right? Right? Nothing good happened to me. I was getting sick, right? I was gaining a lot of weight. My hair was falling out. My sleep was jacked up. I was very sad. I was very anxious. I started having really bad nosebleeds. Never had a nosebleed in my life. Okay. Now that I've left that job, and my blood pressure was going up. My blood pressure was going up, right? So since I've left that job, the only issue I'm still dealing with is still trying to get that weight off. That's okay. I'm making progress. Okay. But all the other things I talked to you about, it's gone. Okay. But I had to release. I'd say, okay, God, I know I can't see what you want from me. I can't see it, but I know it cannot be this. I know it cannot be this. I know that you did not. I know I'm a good person. I know that this is not the life you want for me. I know it's not, right? That was the one thing. The other thing was I was able to lean into, wow, these people see like these things for me. Like, why do people keep telling me that I shouldn't work at this job? Why are other people telling me this place is too small for you? Why do people keep telling me that? Huh? And they don't even know each other. So why are they saying these things to me? Maybe I need to lean into that. Okay. So again, when I was let go and fighting these people, I'm going to be open. I got to go. I'm so much healthier. Hey, sis, I see another new member. Thank you for joining. When I open my hands, I cannot tell you. It is actually, when I tell you, there are times to this day that I get other opportunities coming my way. And I literally stop and I say, thank you, God. Thank you, God, that all these opportunities are coming my way. And I'm telling you, sis, that that will happen for you. But when you like this and you like this, there's no opportunity for you to receive. I should be able to receive. Okay. So I kind of feel like it's like the doors to the church are open. The doors to the church are open for our membership community. Again, it's a butterfly membership community for Black women. Okay. So I'll have videos that you're going to be getting access to. Oh, okay. Excellent. Oh, thank you, sis. Sussy just became a member. I've been watching you for 2 years. I need that secret sauce to leave corporate for good. Girl, you're going to get all the secret sauce. You're going to get all the secret sauce. I love that. Yes, you're going to get all of that. And you're going to be with us, right? It's like a warm blanket of Black women, it's like a warm virtual hug of other Black women who are all here to support one another. Some of you may have had experiences, just as I have had, right? Some of you have had experiences of not trusting certain Black women, right? Or had experiences of another Black woman doing something to hurt you. Okay, again, I've had those experiences also. I really hope that you don't see that as reflective of all Black women. And I hope that you don't see that as, oh, see, that's why I can't trust Black women. No, no, that's not true. That's not true. Even though I've had several negative experiences with Black women, particularly at that toxic job, I would never write off other Black women because some of the best experiences I've had ever in my life have been around other Black women. Okay. I'm a proud Spelman alum. I would never, ever, ever discount the power of sisterhood. People, no, I believe in sisterhood wholeheartedly. Nothing can make me think differently about it. I believe in sisterhood. That's why I'm on here on YouTube. Somebody as private as I am, girl, when I tell you I am private, I'm so private. But for somebody as private as me to be on YouTube as consistently as I am, and it fills me up, I have joy. I have a whole nother level of energy when I'm on YouTube. For somebody to be to that point, that shows you that I believe in and I know the power of sisterhood. Sisterhood has saved me from so many different things, and it's helped me create to the woman that I am today. And I've had Black women pour into me to the point where I wasn't able to see my value. I wasn't able to see all my gifts. It was other Black women who poured into me. So this is me paying it forward. This is me paying it forward to pour into other Black women and so that we come together to pour into other Black women. Okay. So again, you may have had those negative experiences. Hey, Dr. O. Dr. O was my live guest. And we had a fantastic conversation. Fantastic. So thank you for joining Dr. O. So again, I don't want you to think, oh, Black women, I can't trust Black women. That is, again, that's a tool of oppression. They want us to distrust one another. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, okay? Because a few people did something to you. No, that's not a reflective of all Black women, okay? Now, again, there's a fee, $2.99. That's it, okay? But if you feel like it's too much, I don't want you to join. I don't want you to join. If you feel like it's too much, I don't want you to do that. You can continue to watch my YouTube videos. However, if you feel like you can afford it, I want to welcome you into this community. I really do, because I know that we will grow together. We will laugh together. I even thought of another idea that I want to do is I want to have like virtual dance parties where we celebrate liberating from anything in your life. I want to celebrate you. I'm just so excited for you. And I remember even when Dr. O, I was watching, she was commenting on Stephanie Perry's video, and she was talking because Dr. O has been on my channel before, so I had some sense of what she was going through. But when she was commenting on Stephanie's other video about her other experience, I was like, oh, wow, that is not good. Okay, and so I appreciate being able to meet people like Dr. O. I appreciate it. Now, again, if I never left that toxic job, I would never meet any of these people. I never would have met Charmaine. I would never would have met any of you. And so I appreciate that out of that very dark space has come so much healing for me. So I'm so appreciative of that. And I see, yes, give this a like. Yes, give this a thumbs up. I always forget to say that. Okay. I need to work on that. But yes, give this video a thumbs up because YouTube has this way, this algorithm of sharing this video with other Black women. And so my mission is to help as many Black women as I can. Okay. I love to meet other Black women. I get so excited. Dr. O, I was so excited to hear that she had resigned. I was so excited, like, girl, come on, let's talk about it. And for Dr. O, I kind of called her and I was like, girl, I need you to rest too. I need you to find time to rest because, again, I want us to be well. I want us to be well. I don't want these people to use us up and spit us out. And we fight these people. They're not even worth it. Okay. They can't even touch. I think about NC Hamilton. You can't touch this, okay? They can't even touch remotely what we bring to the table, okay? Let's see, Dr. O, of course, we need each other. There are always outliers, but Black women know how to build community. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Oh, Dr. O, you're going to make me cry. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Thank you. You said, I don't think I would have left with cash if it wasn't for the community, including you. Oh, my God. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love to see us win. And that's part of my personality, right? Like I always want Black women to win. I'm always trying to share information like, girl, what about this? Girl, what about this? Da, da, da. I'm always going to root for Black women. Okay. Will you be doing a live chat with group members after this? Not today, but I'll be having lives coming up soon, sis. Okay. So not today, because again, this was a very impromptu. It was really impromptu, but I'll be having a live chat with group members coming up soon. Okay. So keep an eye out, but I will post one of the videos, one of the recorded videos will be on the playlist later today. Okay. So again, I'm so thankful to all of you. And again, I'm fired up. Okay. Had a long day. I was like, oh, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. Girl, I start talking and I start like interacting with you. Do you see how much energy I have? Because again, we pour into one another. We grow from one another. We learn from one another. We heal. We heal in community. This is a classic example of how we heal together. Okay. So, sis, again, we'll be having live chat soon. I'm thinking about periodically after I do like live videos, like opening it up for membership. I called it like an after party for us to have like an after party about lessons learned or reflections or resources or whatever after some of my lives. Okay. So, again, thank you so much, everyone. Again, give this video a thumbs up so more Black women hear about it. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. And as a member, you will receive notification when I go live or do a recorded video, right? Because periodically, again, the spirit moves me and I'll do another video. Most people didn't even know I was going to do live because I didn't know. It's a few hours ago. Okay. So again, you'll be knowing about that as well. So thank you so much for those of you who have become members already. And I encourage you, if you haven't already become a member, become a member. Again, as easy as you can copy what's on the screen. It's in the description section of this video. Also the join button next to subscribe. Okay. So I'll be seeing you later. And again, check out the video that I'm going to be putting in the membership playlist. And the first video that's going to come out is how I created multiple streams of income through those connections that I made with people at the job. Okay. Because we need multiple streams of income. I cannot stress that enough, especially going on right. Hey, another new member. I love it. Especially with what is going on right now. We need multiple streams of income. Okay. So we're going to be talking about multiple streams of income during the virtual summit. Okay. Which is coming up May 16th to the 18th. But I'm going to share with you immediately about how I created multiple streams of income. But again, I want to share with everybody because it's my personal business. Okay. Okay. So everyone, I appreciate all of you. Welcome new members to the Butterfly YouTube membership community for Black women. If you haven't joined, come on, sis. Come on. Okay. So I'll see y'all later. Take care. Bye bye.